Take a moment to find your center, establish your center. Pick up your instrument, connecting with your spine, your tailbone, your shoulders. Connecting with your breath. Lock in with your rhythm. Lock into your rhythm. Come into your rhythm. You must pay attention, feel when I'm in rhythm. I know I'm in rhythm. I know I'm out of rhythm. It's this kind of subtle pressure in your breath. It's a depth and presence in your breathing. So lock into your spine, lock into your breath. Then shift your focus to the center of your brain. Instead of going outside, outward, into the past and future, turn your eyeballs back around and go focus at the point at the center of your brain. Not reaching for anything. Just for a second. Right? We've been reaching for so many things so long, so reasonable for a second, don't reach. Put your mind down. It's a poise, not a pose. We're not posers. It's a rhythm, it's a depth, a vibration. Your essence. It's not a story about a person. It's not a success story. It's the natural state of being. And so, if you play an instrument, you can tune your instrument or not tune your instrument. Your instrument can be out of tune. Or you can tune your instrument. There are the two possibilities. The instrument is in tune or out of tune. If it's out of tune, then it's a problem not only for ourselves, but for everyone around. The same car is out of tune, or a saw. Anything that's out of tune becomes a danger. And so we have the choice. First, we have to ask the question, is it possible to tune the instrument? Is it possible to be in tune? Here and now, in this present moment, which is the only place. If it is, then we either accept that and attempt to tune ourselves, or we just hope that somehow we get knocked into tune somehow by life. Unlikely, highly unlikely. That the music instrument just goes into tune all of a sudden. Also, we can choose whether we warm up or we don't. Most musicians, before they play, good musician, serious musician is going to warm up. Same with a sports player. They're going to warm up before the game. Even if they've been playing for the lifetime, even if they played for their whole life, still they're going to warm up. It's a reasonable suggestion. So when we're in tune, then also warm up, not only the warm up, but it requires a period of intensive training in order to learn and establish the good patterns, the proper flow of energy. The same with the sports. Even the virtuosi, musicians and sports players, undergo rigid, strenuous mechanical training in order to get into that flow state where it's no longer a mental process, but it's just a way of being. And so we are training the way to be yourself. It requires the spine, the breath, a certain pressure, and then the mind, which is the past and future. Mind is always past and future. Mind can never touch the present moment. It's like a sportscaster watching the game, talking about the game. It's always after the fact. It's outside of the game, outside of the moment. The moment it's happening, mind is after. And all the concepts also from the past. So the only way to be present is in no mind state. We can train the mechanics of no mind state through repetitive centering, tuning. It's an alchemy. Your spine, your biochemistry, your blood. Really doing the yoga kriyas, doing the daily practice, is a nourishment. It's like watering the garden. You're circulating the blood, activating certain hormones and enzymes, vibrating aliveness through the cells and organs, flushing the organs, releasing pressure in the subtle body, the joints, the nervous system. So it's not about achieving some complicated tricks. Right? There's a deep level. It's like more important than even eating the food that we eat, because the food we eat just becomes the raw material. But it's through the yogic practice that we're activating those raw materials and turning that into energy and bliss and peace and creativity and aliveness. So it's not even it's as important as the meal. It's the real meal. When you feel at a deep level this aliveness, and simultaneously presence. And so, if we can do it with the sports, we can do it with the musical instrument. For sure we can do it with ourselves. We can master our breath, our biology, not in a controlling way, in a jazz way. Because when you're truly being yourself, you have to forget about yourself to be yourself. It's not by obsessing about yourself in the past and the future. It's just getting in the way. So first criteria, always forget yourself. Then naturally, you be yourself. So for that reason, we have to clean our minds, our hearts, our nervous system like this. So the practice is just cleaning, like taking a shower. It's a reasonable thing. Everyone takes a shower every day, mostly. People wash their clothes every day. That's also very good. Brush your teeth every day, super duper. But that's all on the surface. It's all superficial. There's no question. That has more to do with others' opinion of us. So how we can invest at least the equal amount of time to clean and nourish our bodies, hearts, and minds, to be at the soul level, deeper level, and see as an experiment how that will influence our life. If we're tapped into that natural power and intelligence of the universe, which is in your cells, which is in your DNA, which is in your blood, then is that good? Is it beneficial? Is there benefit? We have to experience for ourselves. Potentially, right? Because right now, it's not a philosophy or an idea. It's a way of life. It's a rhythm. It's a vibration. It's in your breath, the subtle residue in your breath of the vibration. If you can tune that level, then all the other levels on the surface come into tune. Like when you change the radio, the stations all disappear. It's gone. Where does it go? Right? We can't access it anymore because it's a different frequency, a different level. It's the only way. We have to shift levels. Otherwise, we're picking through the trash the whole life. And it never finishes. If someone is finished, then it's reasonable to continue in that way. But if no one has finished, then for sure there must be another way. And that's what we call the path of here, instead of the path of there. We have to see that there is a hoax. It's false. It never comes. There will never come. Anything goes over there. I'm going to be like this and this and that, and everything, all the dream, everything. Each one of us is creating our own version of there. We have our own little tiny fragment of the universe memory that we call the past. That's not the past. That's my little tiny piece of my shifting story of whatever stands out in my limited vision of the infinite universe. And so my idea of the past is not the past. My idea of the future also is not the future. No one else shares that. No one else can know it. Each one of us has our own, it's completely different. Even people living together. And so that's over there. But here, the path of here is very radical because there's no control. Past and future is all control, mind games. So what to do? Tune your spine, your prana, your breathing, your blood, your nervous system, again and again. And eventually, it's just the tendency is to be in tune. It's like that. It's like a sport. Without trying to be good at yoga. Just to be deeply rooted within yourself, to be deeply at home within yourself, in between the breath. When you're holding, when the energy is arising, when the uncomfortableness or resistance comes, that also is a full power. Once that unlocks so much, it's all cellular, glandular, everything. And so, if you're really inspired, then do it twice a day. We eat 3 times a day. We eat 100 times a day, just gorging on useless information and poison, essentially. Our food is poison. And so this is the perfect meal. This meal is perfectly tuned from your essence for your essence. The same like your body knows exactly what to do when you put the food in to digest. Ideally, the animals living in the wild at least. We have compromised digestion because of the society. But in general, the infinite intelligence of the universe knows exactly what to do everywhere, every time, every second. And so, that infinite intelligence is also the infinite power. And that which is manifesting in the tree and the flower, that's in every seed and everything, is the same that's manifesting through you. So, we can tap into that because we are that. Actually, we are not that. It's like that has a me. Life has a me. It's not like my life. There's no my life. There's a me happening in the stream of life, but it's not mine. You see, it's a small distinction, but it makes a big difference. So again and again, remind yourself, come back to center. Even if it's uncomfortable. It can't be more uncomfortable than daily life. Daily life with the stress and the anxiety and all this, constantly trying to reach a goal that never comes. So the present moment is arriving each moment, discovering each moment. To know yourself is to discover yourself each moment. It's not a formula or a category or any kind of words. No, you cannot be limited by any words. And so, if it's useful, take time to tap into that state of presence and in-tuneness. We call it in-tuneness. No, it's reasonable. It's a vibrational level. You can feel in tune, in sync, in rhythm, in harmony, in aliveness. Out of tune. We have to practice, we have to pay attention. And see if it's useful. But for sure, the musician that tunes their instrument, that warms up, that has trained, is playing at a completely different dimension. And so even if we can make a minimal improvement in our systems, integration, presence like this, that's radical. It's huge. And so, and I can assure it. So this is the framework of the yoga, the alchemy of yoga, as a conscious evolution. But not working directly with the mind, working with the vibration behind the mind. What can we do? You think the thoughts will end sometime? It'll ever be enough, any thought. Every thought is a trap, especially thoughts like peace and love and happiness. It's a trap, never ending. Or if it's ended, then show me the person who is not caught in thoughts. Show me that person. The rich person, the famous person, where is that person? The engineer, the scientist, the millionaire, who is that? Where is that person? So, we make fun of people playing the lottery, but our odds are even less likely. No, life must be here. It can't be over there. And so we just have to, we've been training for there. Now we just train a little bit for here, or a little, however much that it seems worthy. We attribute value in different ways, right? Whatever we attribute value, that's how we spend our energy, our time, our resources. That's how we make our decisions. So we have to decide in life where to give value. I can say for sure recently, everyone asking this question about the life purpose generally has to do with the career, right? So this is the purpose is every moment, to be yourself each moment, and you are the purpose of life. It's manifesting each moment through you. Each moment, the purpose, each person, each connection, everything. And so the path of here is completely different from the path of there. What happens is, because the idea is that it will be better over there. I will be better, I'm going to fix this and learn this and do that, and then there it will be good. But what that means is that now is not good enough. Somehow it's carrying it with it that now is wrong. I am wrong, I'm not good enough. And so by continually making ourselves not good enough, we never will arrive at being good enough. It's not possible. And as long as it's always over there, even if we arrive there, all we know is there, not here. We don't know here. So even if there comes here, how can we catch it? So, everything leads to the same conclusion. We must train through the basic training for here and now. Why not? So many everyone's tried everything. We try everything. No peace. So if we can tune ourselves, our biology, our hearts, our minds, if we can clean, not just clean our clothes and our teeth, but we can clean our cells, our organs, our glands, we can clean our hearts. We can clean all these emotions, reactions, the moods, everything. We can filter that, purify that, transmute that. That's the alchemy. It all becomes compost for this present moment. Everything culminating in this present moment, we're free from that. You're the only one carrying your past. No one else is carrying all the ideas, the heaviness, everything. No one. Freedom is here and now, not an idea about the future. Not once we get this and fix that and win this and everything. Impossible. It's impossible. So invest in here and now. Best investment. Smile, to laugh, to play, to be alive. question. What is the benefit of learning Kriya Yoga compared to what we are learning here? Good question. So this actually is Kriya Yoga. No, what I'm teaching here is Kriya Yoga, but it's not encased in that same language per se. But Kriya Yoga is the alchemical use of the prana and this understanding of the different bodies and tuning the bodies through the sadhana. So essentially, I'd say this is a living tradition of Kriya for sure. So no difference. Unless you mean the SRF, Yogananda SRF Foundation training, they have a specific thing. Many different Kriya masters teaching through their experience. But I would classify this accurate, probably most accurate, as a form of Kriya Yoga, which is an integration of bhakti, of all the yogas, but through the perspective that the individual must clean, purify. But that's just the first stage. The whole yoga is just that first stage. Once it's clean, then begins the real path. So it's not, this is also the danger that we become attached to our practice. It's not about the practice, it's about that state of being in tune. It's about the in-tuneness. As soon as you're deeply in tune, drop the practice. There can be no practice at that level. Life needs no practice to be itself. The banana is not practicing, the insects are not practicing. It's life, it's the play of life, the dance of life. It's a dance. When you're truly present, then life is dancing in your body and through you. And the Kriya is useful in this time because we're very toxic life. Mind is very toxic, heart is everything is is dirty, and around us is so very toxic. The food, the air, the water, everything. The spirit now, so much negativity. Everyone, the war outside, war inside our own mind, war inside our own hearts, everywhere. So especially we need this training it's a training. No, people are training to play sports. How often do you play that sport? How many hours in your life will you play it? People training lots of different things. So training to be yourself. The same methodical way. Not just like, what do I feel like today? Oh, maybe this or that, and all over the place. No. It has to be precise, methodical, fixed. Like any training. Like you go to the gym. This day, these ones, this one, everything. 5 reps this weight, 3 sets, boom, and increase like that. The same way you increase gradually the amount of time you stay in each posture. If you stay 2 or 3 minutes, you'll have out-of-body experience right away. And it's essential to then release back into the Shavasana in between every posture, but then again you go out of your body. Because you have to taste that state of deep presence and in-tuneness. This is you're retraining your nervous system. It's not you're not trying to learn new circus tricks. It's not about getting it right or doing it anything. It's really what's going on at the inner transmutation. And to be in that, to pay attention to that at that level, in your breath, in the sensation, in your concentration, and then merge into that again and again and again and again. How to use yoga to cultivate a greater connection to your gut and listening to your instincts when making decisions. Oh, great question. So, when someone is singing out of tune or playing music out of tune, you kind of cringe. It's something in you, even if you don't really know what that means, you feel something is off and there's like a contraction. When someone is singing very beautifully, you feel like a kind of expansion. And so every second, every split, every moment, we're having this is aversion and attachment. Right? To every sight, every sound, every person, every memory, we're having these moments of or and so this is the language of the intuition. It's not words and stuff. It has to do with the state of, it's a vibration or rhythm, a kind of contraction or a kind of and so we have to be quiet and calm the nervous system, stop spinning, so that we can listen, and then very clearly we can train ourselves to always pay attention to that. And then that will become a guiding light in our lives. It's a training. We're training to, learning to listen to the intuition, then trusting it, and then acting upon it. There's different stages. At first we can't hear it, okay. But then, very quickly, if you listen, you feel, or like like this. What happened was that when we were infants, and we had to go to the toilet, or we weren't hungry, or we weren't sleepy, but it was sleepy time, and they forced us to do things that were against our internal signal. And they would give us negative feedback if we didn't follow them. And so a certain people-pleasing was established in our nervous system, and a negative reaction to following our own internal impulses was unconsciously implanted in us from a young age. And so we have to overcome that also in order to listen and trust our internal signal. That's why so much digestive problem, sleeping problem, everything. From this infancy stage. Anger. What is anger with relation to yoga? How do I control my anger when a storm is brewing inside and I'm about to lose it? My heart is racing fast. How can I use our practices? So that is actually not the time to practice. The time to practice is every day, morning and evening, in order to establish a strong foundation and baseline. And then when the storm comes, you have automatically, you flow with it. You transform that into passion, into creativity, into love. The only way you can ride the wave is you have the training. You have this stability, and that is an everyday thing. Not when the storm is there. You don't learn to swim in a stormy ocean. You have to practice in the swimming pool. And so it's already too late at that point. Don't worry about it. Let it be, but try to flow with it in another way. Anger, Thich Nhat Hanh talks beautifully about this, as does Pema Chodron. Right? In the Tibetan Buddhism, they're very skillful. Thich Nhat Hanh as well. Did I say Thich Nhat Hanh? Pema Chodron. Chogyam Trungpa. Very skillful at, because these are just the essence of life energy that's a little bit poisoned. So we can't throw it out. That'd be like destroying our own life force. We have to filter it. So for sure there's certain triggers, specific things. It's all, but by doing the practice, it will work out all of those things. We don't even need to know them. That's the beautiful thing. You just do the sadhana. You just clean your body, heart, and mind. You flush the toilet. You don't need to even know everything. Just flush it. Keep flushing. The same way, do you remember what you ate 3 weeks ago for dinner on Wednesday? What about 2 weeks ago for breakfast, right? You completely forget it. In the same way, everything, you digest it, you forget it. Then you're free. It's not a rejection, it's not a hiding. You have to, the food, you can't keep all the food. You have to just keep the essence. Most of it is waste, you have to shit it out. Also life experience. We have to digest and just keep that essence, we turn into power, but we're living with all the shit around. So in the same way, we eat the food you forget. We have to drop all of the situations, the stories of life. Only then can you be like a child in that childlike state of purity and presence. And it's the same. If you can do it with the food, why not with the... Imagine you can never forget the food. You always remember everything. You're always thinking about that best sandwich, and it's never good enough. It's never as good as that sandwich. What is manifestation? when you're in tune, when you clean your body, your heart, your mind, when you clean your voice, when you clean the vibration, you clean out the emotion, the tension, and you just don't say, you talk less. No, then your words have power. Your words are power. The words are alive. The words come from, have a depth, are rooted in the heart. Then life is a manifestation. But when our words are cheap and have no power, all negative words, everything, not a nice vibration, then even we repeat again and again something, there's no power in it. So that's why we work with the sound vibration, work with the breathing, silence, authentic sharing, and these different practices like laughter yoga, and all this is for cleaning. Then your words have power. And they come from your heart. Otherwise, it's just ego stuff. I want this, I want that. Right? I want to manifest to this one or that one or something like that. That's not. That's something else. You said that sometimes when you meditate, you blast off into space. Can you tell us more about that? Will you teach us the technique you use? Yeah, that's what we're teaching. Exactly what we're teaching. When the pressure is balanced, your breath becomes so fine that it doesn't exist. If your spine is straight and you're focused up, then you disappear. And then just spend more and more time in that state. And then life will do everything. Who's you going to fix your mind? If we could do it, we would have done it already, for sure. If we could fix our hearts, for sure, we would have done it. We seem to, we make it more a mess, realistically. So we go and pay people to talk and to do it, but it's never enough. It's not, we get over the one thing, there's 1,000 other things. Really, we have to, or it could be exaggeration, no? But this is my experience. This is what I can see. And so, this presence is not in the mind. Presence is beyond the mind. So we must enter into a state of awareness. Awareness is different from thinking. Thinking is words, senses, concepts. Awareness is like a listening, a radar vibration, like how the dolphins are communicating, how the insects are communicating. Something like this. It's a different configuration of the plates in your skull. That's why the Shambhavi Mudra, Khechari Mudra, you touch your tongue, the tip of your tongue to the soft palate. Look up. Close at the root of your spine, right? These are the bandhas, these kriyas. Then you balance the pressure, you train your breath so it becomes very powerful, and then you balance it till it becomes like non-existent. And then you slip in between. And that light, that power, that wisdom, that intelligence will heal you and bless you and whatever it needs to do. Life will do whatever it needs to do. When it's flourishing, when life is flourishing in the garden. The plant knows its essence in the DNA and the seed and everything is there. When it's flourishing, under the right conditions, it's flourishing. We don't have to explain how to flourish. What do we know? We can't beat our hearts. We can't circulate our blood, nothing. We want to know about happiness, about peace, about love. What do we know? These sitcoms and these soap operas and all this drama. So we can't experience it with the mind. Love is a vibration. pieces of vibration. So there's a higher training. And by resting in that state of no mind, deep presence, whatever we call, you don't become stupid. Actually, you become very efficient, very, in the flow, in rhythm with yourself, like a jazz musician, subtle, playful, less harsh and stressed and controlling, Otherwise, how to end the control trip? Is there some way we can control life? Someone has succeeded? So we should learn to flow, to dance, if it's possible. If it's possible, sounds like a good idea. What is a good practice? Like an artist, like a musician, like a sports player. No fixed daily practice. Same time, ideally same place every day. Same practice every day. The practice, like we said, is like taking a shower. So people take a shower in the morning to wake up. Imagine before you play your instrument, you warm it up. Will it sound better? Will you play better? It's possible. Maybe not. But the chances are good that it might be a little bit better. Even a little bit is a lot. Imagine you become you so naturally in yourself, in your power, in your center, in your heart. Because you've trained it to be there. You're not training to do yoga. You're not doing striking a pose. No, there's complete misunderstanding about the goal of yoga. Doing complicated poses. Instead of being deeply grounded, rooted in the presence of yourself, marinating in that essence and the power in your spine and your breath and your nervous system, recalibrating and fine-tuning with that rhythm of peace, with the rhythm of love. Not the I love you, or I love this, or I love that. No, there's no I in love. There's no you in love. The sun is not picking and choosing. Right? Our love is false. I love you because of this. So we have three conditions: subject, object, and the reason, the cause. So if I love you because you're nice, you're beautiful, you're this, you're that, so that reason could change. Then the love goes away. So it's not real. It's dependent on a reason. Then I love you, but not her, not him, not this. So there's already two categories. Very easily one can pass from one category to the next. The subject. It's dependent on the subject. It's also not real. Finally, I love. It requires me to say something. It's too much. Even I'm too much. So all that's left is love. Like the sun shining. So that's the pure love. That to be in the state of pure love, there's no thought about the subject, no thought about object, and definitely no cause. Very difficult to experience that in human beings. So that's why it's important we go into nature, by the ocean, and the mountain, and the waterfall, sit with the trees. Then we can learn these lessons. Plenty of time. How to stay in the present moment when events or people in life demands planning for the future. Planning can happen in the present moment, but it definitely doesn't take all day, every day. Probably 15 minutes, 20 minutes a day of planning, maybe an hour or something. Sure, let planning arise when it arises, but you can't stuck always planning, calculating, double checking. No, stuck in the expectation. That's what we're talking about. Yeah, planning arises, everything arises in the present moment. But with presence. What's we're talking? You can do everything. Making love, going to the toilet, everything. Do everything with presence. Be present. Otherwise, the goal's over there. So it's like now is cheap. Now is just an excuse. It's just a way to get there. So do everything, but with that presence. Presence means in tuneness, awareness, not thinking. The thinking pulls you out of the moment into the past. The future is just the past, a calculation based on the past. There's no future. The future is just a probability calculation based on your past experience. So the mind is pulling you into the past. So the reason we can't put down the mind, we still want to prove something to prove. We have to see there's nothing to prove. To be yourself, nothing to prove. What is a good practice? People take a shower in the morning. It's good. Then you start the day like fresh. So you shower with your prana, with your breath, with your blood, the elements inside, with your fire, with your spine, with your chemistry. You make good drugs. Make good drugs with your own brain. Through the alchemy. The kriyas. Kriya means the combination of the movement, breath, stillness, and vibration. This is kriya. Inner alchemy. And then, some people take a shower at the end of the day, because during the day, what happens? Right? Dusty, dirty, all these thoughts and emotions. Right? So we wouldn't walk around with dirty, torn, rotting clothes. But will we walk around with our mind in this state? With our hearts in this state? So we have to clean our mind. Twice a day is a good idea. In the evening also, after a long day, clean your mind. Then you get better quality sleep, better digestion. You can do a shorter practice in the evening. Even 15 minutes, 10 minutes. 2 times sun salutation, 1 time breathing, 5 minutes stillness. But you tap into that state where you forget yourself. And you feel the lightness, in tuneness. And then do it throughout the day. You're like, I don't know, what's it, if you want to play sport and get good. I grew up playing classical music. There was people practicing 4 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours in middle school and high school. Because they give importance to that. So if we give importance to presence, to peace, to aliveness, how much we can invest? How much you can invest? Clean your body, heart, and mind. Maybe it will make you feel better. Probably, right? When we get into clean sheets, how do you feel? You feel nice at home. So imagine in a clean heart, clean mind, clean body. How will that feel? If it's possible, maybe it's not possible. We have to investigate very clearly. It's important. It's essential. If it's possible to clean, if it's possible to tune, then we must do it. At least to try and see. Do a 100-day challenge. Every day for 100 days. Same practice, means the same postures, same order, ideally same length of time. If possible, highly, strongly recommend you use a timer. Means at the start of the posture, you put 1 minute, 1 minute, 30 seconds, 2 minutes, whatever, and you push go. Then you're locked in. Otherwise, the mind there's so much resistance in this and that. This is an experiment, investigation into the nature of time, presence, mind, breath. This is a deep, deep journey, right? Each posture, each time you do, the posture is completely different at every level. So it's not like doing the same thing again. You're not doing a thing. You're marinating in yourself. You're connecting at a deep level within yourself. It's not I'm doing the yoga thing. Right? So I'm not good at yoga, I'm good at yoga. No, I'm being present in myself. This is love. I'm loving myself. To sit in the uncomfortableness and breathe and focus is love. This is pure act of love. It's not we have to write Valentine's Day cards and all give us candy, everything. It means loving yourself. To be present. And then the timer beeps, and then again, second timer for the integration. As important, equally as important. Without that, it's like it just spills out everything you got and just spill out. That's where the deep level integration is happening, either standing or lying down. This is the alchemy. There's many different yoga. There's lots of, all different kinds of yoga now. And you do the same practice for 100 days. Better like 300 days, 330 days. But then if it works, that'd be a miracle. If we feel more alive, more centered, more confident, more connected, more at peace, that's a fucking miracle, 100%. And if it doesn't work, then whatever, just throw it out. We throw everything out. So daily practice, and the most important is sincere, to be sincere. And take notes, if you have a journal, take notes. The thoughts, same thing, other than breathing, with a timer. Start with 1 minute, then 1.5, 2 minutes, 3 minutes each, up to 5 maximum, build up over time. Then meditation, okay, whatever, 15 minutes at first, fine, 15 minutes. Boom, you click and then you wait. It vibrates. At the end, you can just shut it off and keep going, or you're done. And then gradually, 15 becomes 16, 18, 20. It's like lifting weights. If it's beneficial. Again, I don't want to push anything on anyone. Ever. But I want to share this methodology as accurately and pure way to transmit that as possible. That's all I'm trying to do. This has been passed down for me, all these secret teachings from the sages and the yogis. And everyone's so confused now about yoga and everything. So if you train in this way, like the sports players train, golfers, equestrian, everybody trains a methodical way, the same basic drills and exercises, basketball, whatever. At the beginner level, intermediate, even advanced level, they're still doing the same drills. The same exercise. It's not like we need some more to do complicated tricks. No, we don't need to prove anything. There's no need. What we need is to be grounded, rooted at home within ourselves. And so the deep level is the practice with awareness, where you merge and disappear and you're in that state of oneness. And then life knows what to do. You don't have to figure it out. You can't. Not even we don't have to. We can't figure it out. It will present itself. Life will unfold in unimaginable, beautiful ways. 2 more. What do you feel like you need to let go of? Yeah, so you can try to let go one by one. Or you can let go of the one who is holding on. Let go of the I. If you let go of the I, then everything goes. Otherwise, one at a time, which one should I let go today? This one or that one, or this one or that one? Is there ever any end to that? Do we even succeed? No. Even to think I have to let go, then it's already too late. Let go of the one that needs to let go. Let go of the I. Like in deep sleep, where does the I go in deep sleep? Every night you let go of the I. In the dream state also, where does it go, this waking eye? So, in the waking state, be like in the deep sleep state. No attachment, totally free. You don't have to be like that 24 hours a day, just a few minutes. But otherwise it's like, this feeling I have to let go of something. And we're always looking for the problem. No, we've trained so well, we can identify 1,000 problems. But can we identify the beauty, the moments of beauty and love around us? We can see the problems very easily. So this is in this way, something else. We don't need to focus on, we can't find it anyway, what to let go of. Let go of the I, and then you're free. Last question. When is the best time to have a child and start a family? Do we ever feel ready? This is kind of a sad topic, because in the modern society, it's set up in a way that everybody is essentially in an impossible position. No, I only know this because in Cambodia, I was living in the village 12 years, and they had still traditional society where all the family is always around, and you're interacting with all the generations continuously, and there's always people to help take care of and learn from. It's not like you've never seen a baby and you have to figure everything out yourself and be on your own all the time. That's an impossible situation. And you have to work, and so you don't sleep together. That also in traditional society, and until even 100 years ago, everywhere, there's such an important rhythm and breath and vibration that comes for every mammal, but especially with the children, that trauma at a very young age is very deep. And so, and then the trauma of the way that birth is happening now is so medicalized and everything. It's so unfortunately, I don't have any good, I feel like you gotta like find your own path. There are communities of people living in a more natural way, co-parenting like this, because man, to be just an insular family with everybody stuck in high now with the phones and everything. No, this is only a modern problem though. This was not a thing 100 years ago. Even probably 75 years ago wasn't so much a thing. Best time. If possible, go to live in some traditional place where people are still a little bit, now everything's getting swept away. But the community is so important. And these different models and different energy. They say it takes a community to raise a child. Now we don't get to educate our children, or it's because of the pressure of our unnatural way of living, where we're living for the career, or to make money to pay for the whatever, this and that. Then the meaningful things about life, the presence, then is kind of swept away. There's still some strong church communities, I think, in the U.S. Around the world, I guess. I guess faith community can be a thing, but it's tough. Parenting is tough. Parenting is, like I said, the thing about allowing the child to be in its natural rhythm, because I observed that here in Cambodia. For the first year, they never force it to eat when it's not hungry, to sleep when it's not tired, to go to the toilet when it doesn't have to. They just go outside and they just poop on the ground when they feel like it. And so they're totally natural in those things. They don't have problems with those things. They don't have problems with eating or sleeping or going to the toilet. They just don't, And they're much more relaxed as babies, everything. and because of the co-sleeping, their nervous system is the opposite of what they've told us. They don't become more dependent, they become less dependent and independent because they have that support and that vibration, that rhythm all night, and and then it's the opposite. I don't know. It's because the nervous system is in a state of shock and trauma from that separation that can't be understood. It doesn't make sense. And then everybody's freaking out and waking up and stressed out and feeling stressed, and that's going into the vibration and the milk and everything. No, definitely sleep with it. And I can say, I've been talking about this for at least 4 years. The most blissful part of my day is curling up in bed with my son every night. Like, that's the best, that's like one of my best experiences of my life. It's so blissful, that vibration presence. So it's not like to miss out. It's like not only is it damaging in many ways, but it's like we're missing out on one of the best parts. That like, just like that love to be with, the child or both parents and the child, there's a certain something that's unbelievable. And it's biochemical, it's at every level. That gets imprinted in the cells in the nervous system. And so that now we don't, now things are different. And we call ourselves so sophisticated and evolved and civilized everything. It's okay. Every moment is the right moment to wake up, to be present. If you're living for there, you have to consider deeply, can it come? Can it ever come? This idea of over there. Even if it can come, it's going to be a here. When it comes, it will be a here. It won't be a there. And so we must train for here. We have to train for here. Training is not complicated. It's just no one wants to do it. Everyone wants to do what they feel like. I don't know. It's absurd. Everyone is training in all these complicated gymnastics, everything. But to train to be yourself, cleaning out everything, cleaning the toilet, the phone, and the kitchen, everything, but not cleaning our bodies, not our hearts and minds. Body meaning not just the surface. The surface isn't the body. This is already dead. Outside of the skin is dead. Body means your cells, your blood, your nervous system, your glands, your organs, your everything. That's the message. Let's take a moment again to come back to center. Connect with your spine. Connect with your tailbone and the earth, to the top of your head and the sky. Now simultaneously, the tree is reaching down into the earth through its roots and up into the sky. So establish both of these connections. And then find your breath. Balance the pressure of your breath until you feel settled in your rhythm. Relax your shoulders, your neck. Relax your eyes, close your eyes, and then turn them inside, up. Focusing at the center of your brain. One point, like a laser. At first it's difficult. Okay, everything is difficult at first. Shooting a gun, writing with a pencil, using a knife, whatever. Train in a one-pointed focus. It's not a big deal. And slow down your breathing. And remember, nothing to know, nothing to get. We close chanting Om. Inhale deeply. Om.